Bobby Pandur possessed with no exaggeration one of the most impressively muscled and shredded physiques ever seen on natural bodybuilding, irrespective of the time he trained. Bobby Pandur was regarded as the most sensational showman in Europe, as highly regarded as Sandow in fact, and it's easy to see why. The comments from viewers even nowadays referencing his incredible muscularity and physical conditioning is a testament to the incredible physique that Bobby Pandur was able to achieve during the Bronze Era. I have shared Bobby Pandur's workout in a previous video, but the question remains, what was Bobby Pandur's diet like and how did he achieve this crazy conditioning? Paper-like skin with bulging muscularity in a time close to 100 years ago. Remember, these guys didn't count calories, didn't understand the concept of macros, or even understood the importance of proteins. They did not understand the strategy of a hypocaloric diet or even cardiovascular exercise as a means of helping reduce subcutaneous fat deposits to achieve that paper-thin skin look. Otto Arco, who I recently covered in a video, was very good friends with Bobby Pandur and recounts the following of Bobby Pandur's training and rather shocking diet that likely contributed to Pandur looking so ripped. The story comes from the writings of Leo Gaudreau, distinguished strongman historian. Otto recounts that Bobby Pandur was not very strong, not even able to lift his partner, that is his brother Ludwig, overhead with one arm, although Otto Arco could do so rather easily. Bobby Pandur complained of lower back pain and refused to do any heavy lifting or training with heavy weights. Instead, at every opportunity, would obsessively train with a pair of 10-pound dumbbells, forever flexing and tensing his muscles, combining and applying muscle control to his dumbbell workouts, and Bobby would also carry his brother up several flights of stairs at every opportunity in hotels while traveling. Studying these methods, we realize that indeed there was a cardiovascular component to Bobby Pandur's methods and perhaps helped him maintain his ripped condition whilst traveling as a showman with his brother. The frequency of high repetition and high volume involved in light dumbbell system style training, made popular by Bronze Era bodybuilders, would be very similar in principle to the high volume approach that Golden Era bodybuilders would use to get shredded prior to competition, but of course these guys were on steroids and using much heavier weight. Further, climbing several flights of stairs with a human would no doubt be considered high-intensity cardio-style training by many today, with both methods offering both hypertrophy and fat-burning effects. But what strikes me the most is the account of Bobby Pandur's diet. Quote, "Like many old-time athletes, Pandur knew little or nothing about nutritious foods, vitamins and minerals, and a poor diet of sweets, fats, and starches often forced him to resort to medication to relieve distress. A poor diet and other violations of health rules may have been factors in preventing Pandur from acquiring the strength and robust health he so earnestly desired. He lived the life of a successful artist, according to storybook legends, a handsome fellow, plenty of money, good clothes, jewelry, and surrounded by admiring females." End quote. Surprising to say the least, but I doubt that Bobby Pandur lived purely off sweets, fats, and starches. No doubt he consumed these as stated, but I'm pretty sure that with his salary he could afford a good quality juicy steak every now and then, good clean lean meats like chicken, plenty of fresh fruit and vegetables, and other whole food. Neither of us is fortunate enough to truly know though, and this information in itself was hard to source. But it does reflect the poor knowledge of nutrition back in the day. It may be that Bobby was often on the road too, and unable to eat well and source nutritious food, and had him in a hypocaloric state, leading to his low body fat percentage, but again, these are just my thoughts. The story of Bobby Pandur has a rather tragic end. Arco returned to the US and found Bobby Pandur living in Brooklyn as a disciplined married man, living a prosaic or rather dull existence, no longer the glamorous vaudeville performer of before, and died at the young age of 38 years, for no apparent reason than his new lifestyle, which bore down on him too heavily. But to leave this video on a more cheerful note, let us listen to Earl Liederman, who wrote over Bobby Pandur many years ago in a Weeder publication. Quote, "This fellow was in vaudeville and for artistic posing. I think he was just about tops. He always stood upon a wide column, resembling one of those ancient Roman affairs of which all you may be familiar. One that has a base, square at extreme bottom, then designs carved upon it, which slant inwards until they wrap around the circular column. This column, grooved and about 2 feet thick, has upon its top similar designs which widen or spread outwards until they form a square of about 2.5 feet across. It was upon such a column that Bobby Pandur stood when the plush curtain in front stage parted and revealed his white body in an artistic, motionless posture. He seemed to be about 10 feet in the air, and such was about the height of the column. A bright spot light streamed down before him from overhead, yet hidden from view. As an opening for a posing act, I think he was tops. And of course, all around the backstage, there was a black plush cyclorama curtain. Pandur was very thickly muscled. His arms looked short because of this muscle density. He had sensational abdominals and great deltoids, while his legs were in similar proportion. His posing was done with simple ease and grace, yet every motion brought out the muscle or muscle group exactly as he wished them shown. His lighting was perfect and caused deep shadows under every prominent muscle layer. His routine was one continuous series of motions and opposition and contrast. He also gave a most interesting abdominal control display which is unforgettable. Upon this column, he appeared to be a 200-pound man with a Sandow moustache and with a professional air to his bearing. I never met him personally, but I learned since those days that he wasn't such a big man. I think he stood around 5'7". However, it was his great resume of muscle motion that impressed audiences, and to my mind, he was one of the greatest posers I have ever seen." End quote. So that was a great quote from Earl Liederman, and I do hope you have enjoyed this look at Bobby Pandur's diet and his methods for getting ripped. And if you have, please give the video a like, subscribe, and leave me your comments. And to learn more about the Bronze Era training methods, please visit my website for a variety of ebooks on the matter. That's it from me. This is the Golden Era Bookworm saying bye for now. Head to www.goldenerabookworm.com for the biggest range of classic old school bodybuilding books as ebooks, e-magazines such as Iron Man and Reg Park Journal, high quality bodybuilding posters of the Golden Era stars, merchandise and classic gymwear featuring Steve Reeves, Marvin Eder, John Grimmick, Reg Park, and many other Golden Era stars. For those wishing to build a classic physique, lose fat and build muscle, online training is also available. Collectibles such as rare autographed photos from the Golden Era stars are also available, and to collaborate, please get in touch.